Hello and welcome to Opinions Plus. I'm back with my backdrop in the right gravitational construct. And for those who may have noticed and got a bit of a chuckle out of it, you know, I'm glad you did. But it's now in the correct position. And hopefully it'll stay that way. Many times that I looked at it, I never even noticed it. But it is now. The topic for this clip is based on, well, I'm going to use some Christian scripture. I'm going to try to articulate it as the verses in the New Testament are written today, though my scriptorial voice is horrible. My tongue doesn't get the emphasis, especially the endings of many of the words. But I think you should hear it in as best as I can do it in the translation, the King James translation primarily. And it's 1 Corinthians 13, verse 6 and verse 13. Verse 6 reads, "Rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth." Verse 13, "And now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest of these is charity." And now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest of these is charity. Now, the Apostle Paul wrote this in a letter to the church in Corinth. And, of course, he was, responsible for spreading the Christian religion throughout the Gentile community. I think head and shoulders above the other apostles. He reached out as far as Rome, little island of Malta, which he happened to be shipwrecked on. The man was tireless, just, and the history of him, how he received his faith as a torturer of the new Christian community, but then was changed. And once he was changed, he was committed to going forward with truth, which rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. Rejoiceth in the truth. That's what we should do. That's what we need to do. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what beliefs you are. I don't care if you're an atheist, whatever you are. Rejoice in the truth. The other verse 13, speaks about faith, hope, and charity. And the greatest of this three, according to Paul, is charity. What is charity? What is it? And I've said in a variety of clips before that I wonder about what's happening to the Christian community. You hear a lot about the evangelical communities, but it's just not in the Christian community. I think there's a lot of things going on worldwide that are detracting from this concept of charity. And charity is in some interpretations, pure love of Christ. What does that mean? To anybody. Well, in some cases, it's agape. It's respect, a inclusiveness. You don't have to wrap your arms around everybody. You don't have to say, "Oh, I love you, man," because you're a fellow human being. You don't have to do any of that. But the inclusiveness of it in our lives is so important, and not just for those that we care for, but those that we don't care for. And that's a whole other thing, forgiveness, which I have a problem with. I am not the forgiving type. I think there is righteous judgment that needs to be addressed. Righteousness is important. You are not always in the right, no matter what side of the coin you are. But there are basic things that are right, basic things that we need to do. And one of those things is embrace, engage, respect our fellow human beings. I'm not talking, if somebody hurt someone that you love, that you just go around and say, "Okay, I forgive you, that's no problem." Some people do that. I'm not cut from that cloth. But I know striving to understand it is so vital for our foundational growth, our abilities to go together, to become better, to become stronger as a community, become stronger as individuals, because we're striving to learn. We're striving to go to the good. We're striving for those things. And you're striving due to that understanding of hope, keeping hope in your heart, always, keeping hope alive. That is extremely important. But how do you do all these things? Faith, what is it? Is it an idea? Do you learn it? Do you study the Bible and suddenly there it is? In my religion, Alma, one of the prophets, said you start as a seed. It's just a seed. It's just like a tree. It grows. And some years you've got plenty of growth. Other years you have no growth. Other years you're stunted. You're sick. There's nothing just basic about it all. But all these things are based on a desire to have charity, to have agape, to have an inclusiveness and love of others and yourself. How do we keep hope if we don't strive to be decent human beings? I'm not saying you're going to be a decent human being. I don't say you are a decent human being. Only you know that. And, in the Christian faith, you're going to be judged in the afterlife. Many people don't believe in the afterlife. There is no heaven. There is no hell. There just is. And, I'm not going to debate that. That's their structure. That's their belief. Striving to understand is what I'm saying. Whatever you do, strive to understand what you're doing, how you're doing it, is going to the good, to the betterment. That, to me, I think, is foundational, is the rock on which, the Apostle Peter, on the rock that the church was built. Some people say it's not Peter that he was being addressed. It's the word that is being addressed. There's so much that is not clear, that faith is, in the hands of man. Scripture, like I've read there, obviously is corrupted by many in today's world. It's just corrupted. Rejoice in the truth. Well, what the heck is the truth? You don't know, do you? Well, you can. You can strive to know, but always keep in that effort the joy of goodness, of happiness, of joy, joy, joy. Now, do you always have joy? Are you always beaming out there? When your grocery bag breaks in the middle of a rainstorm, are you happy about that? Are you joyful? Oh, I'm tempted now. No, you're ticked off. You just, lost your goods in a puddle. But these are things that everyone addresses. We all have to address these smaller issues. And how we addressed it, whether we're angry, whether we, just let it ride off our backs, that's up to you. But it's how it affects us as a society, how it affects the individual's perspective on others, and what we need to do. Righteous indignation is, to me, necessary. There has to be a consequence to some of the actions of some of these things that are hurting others. Of course there are, but what is it now? There's a lot of confusion in that area. But strive to keep the charity, the agape, the inclusion, the respect in all of us, for all of us. It ain't easy, but there is judgment. Agape, respect, doesn't mean you just let people do what the hell they want. That is not respect. That is our way to destruction. Chaos will reign. You have to have laws. You have to have direction. You have to have faith in these policies, societal constructs that guide our lives. Does it change? Just look at history. Of course it changes. That's what we're all about. Society changes. We're in a throe of change now. Let us stop, sit, listen, contemplate, look forward. Faith, hope, and charity. What is your faith? Where is it? Where is it going? Where is it guiding you? Hope that you're on the right track. Hope that you're doing the right thing. Belief that this hope is eternal, that is forever, that gladdens your heart. And charity, helping you to direct your life in a better way. Because your foundation is not just you. Your foundation is agape, is inclusion, is working with others. We're not in this life alone. We don't come into this life, just by our own lonesome. We're not just popped up here. There's actions, there's love, there's many things that go into it. And there's no simple approach. But I do want you to think about it. I do want you to think about agape. I do want you to think about charity. Faith not only in religious construct, faith in our human society, faith in people. It is what we have to generate, isn't it? Hope that we're doing the right thing. Hope that the society will grow properly if we go ahead and strive to live by foundational issues that drive us to the good. Go to the good, keeping hope alive is my two main stressors in these clips, or at least I try it to maintain that. But I'm not all by myself here trying to say everything is hunky-dory or good or everything is bad or whatever. There's too many things in history to show we do, and then boom, it goes bad. It goes bad for some, good for others, the way of things. Let us strive to do it for all. It might not happen. We might never see it. But let us strive to do for all what we want to do for ourselves. And that is what? To be happy. Isn't it? Happy. Not beaming. Not just running around, your hands in the air, saying, wow, what a great day. But just happy. Thanks for listening. If you like what you see, subscribe. If you hit the like button. As I've said many times, I'm not really sure what it does, but, I guess it goes into some kind of algorithm. Comment. Please comment. If I don't listen or I don't see it, I have problems getting to the comments. But somebody else will see it. They'll read it. They'll listen to you. They may respond to you. But it's good for you just to comment. So comment. I think it does wonders. And if you don't, if you want to communicate to others, my viewership is pretty low, but it may go. You never know. So comment. Doesn't take that long. And, well, keep hope alive. Go to the good. Take care.